Never what?
Never have I ever.
Ready?
Never have I ever done the Legendary Lelands podcast. There we go.
That's cap.
Yeah, I've never done this. I haven't done this 100 times or anything. That never happened before.
There isn't even a channel with video evidence that could provide anything to the contrary.
You couldn't even prove it. Not an ounce of evidence.
You couldn't find it on Anchor FM, Spotify, anywhere else that you get your podcast.
It never happened. It never existed.
Cap, dude. I'm calling cap on the podcast, boys.
Alright, we had the main event group stage happen this week. And boy howdy, was this a group stage?
You know?
It was something.
I think I had the best weekend out of everyone here.
I'm actually molding because I was talking to Haymant when I was doing my picks, and I was like, I'm going to put C9 in first. And he was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And like bitched at me long enough that I stopped. I like pulled back and I was right. And I will never forgive Haymant for that.
That's second, not first.
I don't care.
I mean, still.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even have him. I didn't even have him moving on because Haymont complained too much.
I was very adamant that FPX would make this happen.
And honestly, I just wanted you to shut up, so I changed it, and I should have stuck to my guns and muted you like I should. I should know by now that the mute button is the trigger you gotta pull sometimes with Haymont.
Matt completely forgot the Sigma mindset of fuck him.
It's just like, it's because we were going to play Valorant ranked, and I was like, I need him to shut up so I can hear the comms.
All right. Let's jump right into it. I got a little like primer topic for each group, and then we can just kind of go from there. So we got Group A with C9 miraculously escaping the group of death, taking the patented Fnatic 3-way tiebreaker for the second spot.
You know, if I had more time, I would have had my camera on with the Cloud9 jersey, just for this moment.
With the jersey, bro?
Yeah. Sadly, I do not have the jersey right now. It cannot come in time. So we just had to settle with this. Cloud9 making out groups.
Dion almost remade the Hopium gif just with the Cloud9 jerseys.
Hell yeah. Isn't God good right now for what's happened?
I'm mad that C9 got out of this effing group and that FPX absolutely torpedoed my pick'ems.
Yeah, like my pick'ems are for everything that's happened in World so far. Man, everyone went off that script. Everyone went so far away from that right script. And, man, they screwed so many pick'ems now.
There was someone posted a Chinese meme on Reddit that is like this dude who walks down a staircase past everybody, and they have them all labeled as like Chinese team, G2, the whole entire LPL league, and he picks something out of one of their hands that I think says season 11 script, walks into the middle of a highway, throws the script into the air, goes flying towards a truck that's labeled Damwon. The truck hits him.
Yep.
And then his corpse is lying on the ground, and a car comes flying by labeled C9 and just boom, boom.
Yep.
A little bit of a gamer moment.
It is a gamer moment.
It was fucking great. I loved it.
Yeah. Just to say, what is it? I think, what is it? A C9 day 2, like that one day where they just had to play all 3 games. Yeah, Blabber really showed up, and Perks did not troll as much as he could. He did troll a bit. He was really good during the day, but he did troll a bit.
Is him on smoking dope?
I mean, he showed up, but man, he do be doing a moderate amount of trolling though. Like
he do be pressing some buttons. Let's not forget that man on LeBlanc was like, I'm out, but I'm in again.
He's not the only LeBlanc that did that this week.
Yeah, which is like, how? Like, why?
Too many misclicks.
The problem is to do damage on LeBlanc, you have to go face first. And if they're ready for it and they have a Leona or a Frostfire, not Frostfire, whatever the hell the ice AP item is. They have one of those. They can just wait for you to show up and then root you, and now you're just gonna get chain CC'd.
Well, the problem with Perks was that he had no reason to click that ever.
Yeah, he was very clear sailing, very much out.
The other time it was like a mind game.
Oh, you mean the jump back? Yeah, that was probably that finger.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was bad.
I find it ironic. I swear, I bet that was his art. That was like his ult as well. That was his ult version as well.
He used both of them.
Yeah, my thing is like I feel like that was his ult version to like bring him back. It's just he could fat finger that, but not fat finger the Tryndamere ult.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought was he was trying to go all the way back to the first one he used. And I'm thinking, why would you want to do that either? Just go to base. You have no health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can fat finger that, but you can't fat finger the Tryndamere ult.
Yeah, and honestly, what was it? C9, like, Blabber had a great performance that day, just hands down. Seeing his Lee Sin kick, his Lee Sin gameplay was amazing. Vulcan had kind of a shaky game, but he was also just doing all of the engages that he could. He just kept on going for it, and C9 was ready for it. And most of the time,
let's talk about Fudge. Fudge, man, I'm not gonna lie, shit. He's kind of the reason why we're still living. He's our AED at this point right now. He's a defibrillator.
Fudge went from the worst top laner in the league to the best player on Cloud9 this season.
Oh yeah, he's legitimately the defibrillator of Cloud9. He's to bring us back.
I don't think I've ever seen a team do this where they took the player that I could not stand watching this guy play in Spring. He gave me nightmares every time he got a gold lead. I'm just like, no, I can't do this. I cannot watch this man play. And now I'm just like, well, if Fudge isn't carrying, they're kind of screwed because everyone else on this team likes to throw super hard.
Yeah.
Crazy how that goes, right? Oh man.
I mean, I will say Sven during this group stage, while he hasn't really showed up that often, it has been fairly consistent. He has been like farming and staying in the bot lane, and not really dying as much.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But
and then comes the lowly Sven. I mean, he's not doing bad, but I mean, not doing all that great either.
No.
That kind of concerns me a bit.
I mean, it's a little bit concerning, but most of those games I was watching, like I was watching the Damwon Kia versus C9, where they lost because Casa win. All right, that's fair. That's fair enough.
I mean, Showmaker was just too powerful.
Yes, and
can't beat him.
No, Showmaker and Chovy can do no wrong at any point. But in most of the games, or at least the games that I watched, like Vulcan was heavily roaming with Blabber in the early game and just following him a lot and tailing him and allowing him to do a lot more plays without any chance of them being punished, and also catering to Fudge as well on the top side too. Which I liked. I preferred to see that. And Sven would just not die in the bot side, which is, good. I like that. The AD carry not dying while being basically in a solo 1v2. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Matt, how you feeling about Cloud9 getting out of groups?
Pog you.
Exact.
Feels based and like it was meant to be.
On the opposite side, FPX, don't know what happened to them. I really don't. I didn't watch those games. I was expecting them to get like some very clean wins, and all I see is like, oh, hey, Rogue's beating them, and now C9 is beating them, and they are
gone, eliminated.
Yes,
FPX went from 2-1 to 2-4.
2-5.
2-5 if you count the tiebreaker. But it was the largest egg I've ever seen an LPL team lay, and I watched LGD in 2015.
Oh wait a minute! They just lost every. They lost every game.
Yeah, every game that day.
Yeah, they lost every game in Group A's day.
That's actually.
I don't know how you do that. Like, if they won one game, they were out. That was it. But they didn't. They just couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't really know what happened. Like, I saw I guess Doinby pulled out a ton of different picks. Like I remember he pulled out Malzahar one game, and the loss to C9. He was playing Rumble. I
Wait, I didn't even notice he. What? I need to pay.
Yes, he did. He did play Malzahar.
No, not the
He
Malzahar.
did.
I expected. Not that I expected the Malzahar. The Rumble. No, he never played Rumble.
didn't he play Rumble?
There was a Rumble game.
Oh,
there was a Rumble
Does,
game.
I'm looking. Wait. What is?
There was indeed a Rumble game. I remember.
His the match history on the wiki is fucked up.
Yeah, but Doinby played Rumble. I do remember that happening. It's just a lot of weird off-meta picks again that I wasn't really sure about, and it turned out FPX couldn't play around either. A lot of times they were losing, like they lost to Perks and Blabber in the 2v2, and I guess credit to Perks and Blabber because they were doing very well that day. But it's not really what I expect from FPX. This is what I would have expected from FPX in like last year.
Oh, I think I figured it out. Hang on. Did they win both their games with Kennen? No, he was on Jace, one of them. He was on Kennen, the other. But like, everybody was letting like Kennen go through for FPX, and
Yeah.
I was kind of questioning it a lot. It's like the man has one champion that you should never give him, and it's Kennen. And
Yeah.
like when they played against Cloud9 the first time, I was looking at their round 2 bans, and I'm like, oh, Nuggery's Kennen up, you need to ban it. They didn't ban it, and he picked it, and then they kicked it, and FPS kicks C9's ass. I'm just like, how did you not see this coming?
Yeah, that was very that should.
It seems so obvious as a way to beat FPX, and they ban it first round the second time. They ban it instantly. I think in general, Kennen's just coming up in the tournament, but
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I just don't see how else. Like I think they're not playing around their team fight top laner. I think that was part of why they lost, and they just really couldn't get anything going to get to that phase if they were trying to.
Yep. And it wasn't like Nuggery was putting down bad numbers either. He was still doing great. It was just the rest of the team wasn't.
All right. We should probably touch on Damwon because they're going on before we move on. Damwon went 6-0. I have good odds that they're probably going to win this tournament.
Yeah.
You know?
C9 gonna win it all.
I mean, yeah. Out of any team that's played out of the whole tournament, yeah, they were undefeated.
C9 gonna win it all. Poggy.
I'm a little bit worried about Ghost and Barrel. I think that's the only issue I have with Damwon Kia. Because their top side, well, I should be very clear. Chovy and Showmaker can do no wrong. There is nothing that these two cannot play that will not work. They even brought back the...
Wait.
Yeah. They even brought back the old Yasuo Lee Sin.
Are you talking about Hanwha Life?
Oh,
Yeah,
my bad, Showmaker. Misspeak.
Yeah.
You said both of them.
Yeah, you said Showmaker and Chovy.
I think you'd be Canyon.
Canyon, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Canyon and Showmaker can do no wrong. That's a very big misspeak. But like Showmaker and Canyon have won on everything. Like they did the Yasuo Lee Sin combo. Showmaker did Castle win. There's
Oh my god.
Yeah. That game literally was Castle win.
I was mad that they didn't win that game. I saw that clock ticking down, and I'm just like, no, Cassidy, no.
I just looked at Showmaker putting in Castle, and I was like, oh no. Why?
Yeah.
Why did it have to be this game?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter when you
If you
have
played anything else, we would have won.
It doesn't matter when you have 4 Mountain Souls, when your entire team doesn't even have a bruiser. It's just over. It's just done. And with the late game Cassidon, he don't care how. It's over.
All right.
Anyhow.
Let's move on to Group B. Now, this group was quite predictable in my eyes. Went almost exactly how I thought it would. Haymont and Dion had some slightly different plans.
Well, I mean, what all I'm gonna say is that, well, it was almost the same. It's just that, well, 100 Thieves had to just bring DG down to hell with them.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. 100 Thieves' last final dying wish. I'm gonna take you out
Someday it's
first.
just like, no, the homeland must progress.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's their first showing. You know, that's fair.
I mean, for me, it's just kind of like that was like all types of mess up. I'm like, damn. They're about to get their first place seed because they lost to 100 Thieves. And then that kind of irks me as well too. Like, lost to 100 Thieves as well for this.
Oh, well, so yeah. So that's the primer. Coming to this tournament, 100 Thieves had visa issues with closer. So they have a lot less scrim time than most of the other teams. So giving them, I don't think they got there until play-ins were done. I don't know the exact schedule, but assuming that they have a little bit more time, do we think that 100 Thieves could have done better in this group? What was their record? They finished 3-3. One more win, and they're playing at least a tiebreaker.
I feel as if they had a chance to make it. There were some games where it was looking really close actually from 100 Thieves. Like it was unfortunate for them losing like that.
I think it has kind of big implications on this. Like if 100 Thieves could have had just a little bit more, they definitely could have won one more game. With DFM in here, it's a lot easier to get out when you get those 2 free wins, because it also means the other teams have more opportunities for mistakes against you and against the 06 team potentially. Because if that 06 team goes 1-5 and you 2-0'd them, that's huge.
Yeah, that's super.
That literally happens in Group C.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm happy that the new people on stage, like, I know who he's been there before, but he's now
every single
there.
one of these players have been to Worlds besides FBI.
Really? Closer? Yes, they all have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness, now that I think about
the main stage, I think he was at play-ins.
Yeah, I thought he was at play-ins, but he was at Worlds, so that counts.
Okay.
Does it? No, it does. It does.
A little close enough, trust me.
Has Someday ever made
Closer
it to
than you and I
Worlds?
ever
Oh,
got.
wait. Oh, no,
Wait,
he was
Someday?
Never mind, sorry.
Has Someday ever made it to Worlds?
He's pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he was a Worlds finalist, the fuck?
Okay.
He was on KT at some point, so...
Yeah, I was like, wasn't he not a Worlds finalist?
No.
Okay.
Worlds 2018, he went with 100 Thieves. He got to 3rd in 2014.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. That's Korea Regional Finals. I don't know why it has this logo.
So it was with 100 Thieves in 2018. I was just trying to recall.
He was on Two Tigers in 2015.
Someday was on Coup in 2015? I don't
know. No, it was okay. Wow. The way they have this organized is pissing me off. He was on KT in 2015 and he lost to Coup Tigers to get knocked out. Why is it like this?
Yes. Okay. All right. Besides the point, I just kind of wanted to make an emphasis that if this was their first time at Worlds, they would have there would have been a lot more room to grow. I didn't know that this. I didn't recall that all of them have been to Worlds before, but I'm still going to continue on with the point. You know, this has been their first Worlds as a cohesive unit. It's nice to see them kind of test their level and coming really close. I want to see how they're able to improve over the next split and over the next year. That's all.
Yeah, with Haymant, like, you know, looking at this whole world so far, there's a lot of problems coming from NA. Surprisingly, I'm like,
NA performed significantly better than I thought they would.
Yeah, like
we have one team out of groups didn't think that was happening, and then two teams going 3-3. I had fully slated for both of those teams to probably end up 2-4 in my mind.
Yeah,
like 3-3 was basically as good as I thought that all of our teams could possibly do. If C9 had ended up, like, they didn't even get to 3-3. Like, like in this group, it was an absolute miracle that C9 got out. But, like, The other two,
But they got it.
really, it's just really impressive that they were able to be this. Like I
Close.
feel like
Having this competitiveness.
this has to be a really close worlds overall. In like, I don't know, I might just be saying that because EU shit the bed super hard. But like, everyone's taking games off everyone. The only undefeated team is Damwon.
Damwon.
And they got into a group with the LEC 4th seed and the NA 3rd seed.
Yeah.
And the 2nd seed from China, and the NA 3rd seed is the one who took 2nd. So, all things considered, 100 Thieves did really good in this group with T1 versus EDG.
EDG.
Ugh. I never... If you come to me in 20 years, League of Legends still going, and you say, what group do you not want to end up in? It's going to be the T1 EDG group, because that group's still going to be there in 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can absolutely... T1, they might be gone for like a couple of years, but they normally always come back.
Normally.
In some way.
All right.
On to C-Day?
No, I want to talk about T1 a little bit.
Okay.
So, I have them picked in my crystal ball to win this tournament, so I hope they win the tournament.
Yeah,
I like those bonus points.
Crystal ball.
I learned long ago not to lose faith in Faker ever.
Can I ask, does it have anything to do with Onair picking Poppy?
No, a lot of people have been picking Poppy. And I've
Okay.
known Poppy Jungle is probably the better version of Poppy for like a while. Because lane Poppy is garbage when people can just pick anything and not give a shit. It's
Right.
like everything beats the fuck out of Poppy for the last 2 years. It fucking sucks. But yeah, SKT, I feel like they kind of eked into this first place spot a little bit. They had to get that game off of EDG from 100 Thieves to get that tiebreaker, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, no, they didn't get a tiebreaker.
No, they just won. It was
No, they just
100
won.
Thieves brought
Okay.
EDG down.
Okay, that's what it
they
was.
sent
Okay.
them down.
And then T1 beat EDG. So that's their 2 losses.
Yeah. So it was kind of pretty tight here. Is it like of the top 2? I think this is probably the closest and highest caliber because Group D was a 4-way tie. It happened. It finally happened, boys.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to seeing 100 Thieves. I'm looking forward to see T1 get out of this group. It looks like I can't spot where this team really plays out of. It seems like they can adapt pretty well, but I'm expecting Faker. It seems like it's that utility global mid lane style, and I think Faker does that pretty well. And I think that as we progress, we're gonna get into a lot more staple top laners on the top side, and then you rotating global champions in the mid lane like Galio, TF, and Silas is just gonna steal their ults. And maybe Orianna or something. I don't know. Syndra's up there too. Mid lane seems really vanilla, whereas everywhere else is like kind of out there.
Yes,
that's why I think Faker's gonna do really well.
Yeah.
And there's it's not like the jumble pool is limited either with the rise of Kiana, Talon.
No, it's not like they've stopped playing Talon and everyone plays Lee Sin. That didn't happen.
Right? Yeah, I know, right? It's just
Interesting. Yeah, Lee Sin's back because Lee Sin's always good.
Here are the top 3 junglers by presence. It's Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, Jarvan.
You know, I'm not like, what's the correlation about all 3 of those junglers?
I think it has 4 corners.
They go into a certain hole.
You may or may not call it a rectangle.
I know. Yeah. You might say it might be a certain It does a certain like drinking as well too. Like,
hey, I just want to make a point. The Ruined King has also made his way into the jungle too.
Yeah, I think Viego's gonna come up in the rest of the tournament. Viego's just good.
I still kind of find it interesting that they're still picking him.
Still picking what?
Even still picking Viego, even with all the.
Well, you know what? If he didn't turn into the opponent who with their stats, he wouldn't be such a good champion.
Good point. Good
From
point,
behind,
actually.
wow, I love Viego. From ahead, he's pretty good.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. And also he can just keep that team fight rolling with those like 3 to 4 seconds where he's like, haha, can't hit me.
Yeah, there's
Pretty
a lot
nice.
of good chain team fight. I'm mad that Action and what's Vex aren't in this tournament.
Vex.
Not so much Vex,
Yeah,
but like
thank God
Action
Action.
a lot.
in
I
there.
am mad that Action's not in this tournament.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Group C. I'm mad because I forgot to change my pick'ems. I had Fnatic second for some reason. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So this
Unfortunately,
group is unfortunate. I'm mad about this group.
yeah,
Oh.
there was no upset in this group.
Well, no, I'm mad about it because this group would have panned out totally differently with upset.
Exactly.
yeah. It's. I think it was like, man. I know I had like. It's kind of sad that I put Fnatic as fourth place and all, and then this roller coaster ride for Fnatic happened. I'm actually really sad now for what like the whole team is going.
They could have. I feel like it could have been so much more competitive in this group.
Mhm.
RNG would have had much more competition in this group. Homolife would have probably not made it.
Yeah.
It's just. I'm mad. I'm mad about this group. It's real sad that upset had to go. It's just
Like,
it would have made
looking at
World
the-
so much more interesting.
Like looking at the player cams and whatnot for Fnatic, like, yo, they looked dead inside when they was playing. I was like, whoa. Like that was the first time I actually looked at the play cams. Like, wow, they don't look as if they want to play this game at all. That was like the first week of groups. I'm like,
Fnatic looked a lot stronger week 2. So in theory, had this happen more in a more timely manner, had upset had to leave earlier, he might have came back in time.
yeah,
But he also would have given them more time to practice with Bean.
yeah.
And that just
Like Bean
it's such
did
a
all
difficult-
right, but just
I saw a couple of clips from some people that was just like, what are you doing? Why are you walking forward on Jhin into melee, onto the support? Jhin, why?
Yeah.
it was just this was just not Fanatics.
I think they could have got out. I think they could have got out of this group.
Yeah, but it was so
Yeah.
Cap.
tough. It was so tough for them looking at this.
Yeah. Especially when you have quite a good amount of 80 carries there from here. Especially with like I said, Deft Gala having upset there would have been nice so that you could
Deft and Gala were definitely a head and shoulders above Fnatic. I think we need to get rid of the PCS 1 seed. I don't know why PCS gets a 1. PCS got a pool 1 seed into this tournament.
But why
I
do you
don't
think
know
they should
why.
get rid of it?
Because they have it, like, where did they go? They went 3-3 with one team. Their other team didn't even make main stage or main event.
Yeah, but there have been years where NA hasn't gotten out of groups and they shouldn't lose a seed like that.
Right, but NA is more competitive than PCS is in general.
No, I mean, while I agree with you, I think that's a very difficult metric to institute for Riot, right? Like,
well, they have
then they're
going to
get into nitpicky details about what constitutes competitive or competitive enough.
Mm-hmm.
They have an entire scoring system, but I don't understand how PSG is getting more points when NA has more teams in general. Like at Worlds at least. Like the main reason this is happening is because was it Cloud9 who? Yeah, Cloud9 went to MSI, and Cloud9 didn't get out of the group stage and didn't make it to the bracket because of Pentanet Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they got this seed. This has happened a few times, but like, I don't understand why is PCS the one getting it here. Like, I don't know. To be honest, it's probably half because of Vietnam not being at the last 2 years of international play.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
I
probably
would say
it.
that would be the
Yeah. Because Vietnam has been at international tournaments in the past, like a lot of fun to watch. But it's just COVID happened, so they haven't been here these past 2 years. It's unfortunate.
And for all we know, Vietnam might have ended up having this spot for their pool 1 seed if they'd been able to go to the last 3 international events.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
On to D-Day.
Yeah, I guess there's not much to say about this group. It's all about Fnatic just not being a full team.
Yeah.
It's just otherwise it's mostly predictable. Okay. Group D. So
The fabled 4-way tie.
it happened. It finally happened.
I wish I was not in this timeline.
Everyone said it that this group was probably the closest group. I just didn't think it would literally go into a 4-way tie.
Oh, wait. Like,
Yeah.
how do you guys let this happen?
Well, hang on. Let's not act like anybody let this happen. It was it was close. This is like I could not really pick a team out of this group that I think is just, you know what, if you ran it back, I guarantee you they'd finish first again. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Genji is a guaranteed first place. I think Mad definitely could have taken it away from them. I think TL definitely could have won the game, the tiebreaker game against Mad, and then maybe lost to Genji. But like, it was a 1-1 on all of them, which, and then the tiebreakers were remote. Like, they were remotely close. I think, was it the Mad versus LNG one that looked mostly convincing for Mad?
Oh yeah, it was very close.
That was very convincing.
Like, I think LNG probably looks the worst in this group, but
like, it wasn't by that much. Yeah, it wasn't by that much. So,
I would say I do love Mad as a unit. Like, I feel like LNG had a couple of their bright spots during the tiebreaker, but it really felt like even though Ale got the lead, even though Light was massive, it felt like Humanoid kept on poking around, finding holes, and then it felt like Armut never became irrelevant during the game, despite not being able to convert on those dives in the early game. And then eventually they just kept on chugging. They just kept on taking it. They just kept on fighting. And even with Ale having like the big lead that he was, having so much impact in those team fights, they were able to, as a cohesive unit, bring it together. Also, Kaiser, MVP at that Elder. Just being like, all right, I will sack my life to make sure that we get this objective.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, boy. Oof.
I blitzed through all of these games because I woke up at like 3:30 today, so I was just watching at double speed right up until the show started, and I'm just sitting here like, there's no way TL gets out of this, right? And then there's just like, hang on, wait, we're not going to a 4-way tie, right? And then we get to the tiebreaker, and I'm like, how does this work? They do a bracket thing,
Yeah.
and now I'm just like, no, they can't do it. There's no way they win this stupid ass bracket style tiebreaker to get out of this effing group. And no, they didn't. They couldn't.
No.
You know what's the real sad thing about that?
What?
This was Team Liquid's 4th time.
I was mad.
And the tiebreaker.
I'm mad that they didn't make this meme come true, where TL's 4th Worlds they win the fucking tournament. I would have just, Steve's gotta turn into the skid, right? Like, he's gotta turn into that one. You can't just let this one go.
Yeah.
They just barely missed their timing, but it felt like Team Liquid's team was too inflexible, unfortunately. It felt like their champion pools just couldn't match up to the changing meta in the tournament. Also, tactical, like, yes, he can play what's it called? Yes, he can play Aphelios, but it doesn't feel as impactful as, like, I guess Ruler's like too high of a standard to put that to.
You're not as good as Ruler, one of the best AD carries to ever play the game.
Yeah.
But like compared to Karzi, who I think was just playing simpler, like Misfortune, like him and Kaiser were playing better in the 2v2. They were able to get the 2v2 kill onto the Team Liquid bot lane. I felt like there were multiple times where Tactical kind of misstepped, or like he wasn't up to par to his counterparts. And it wasn't necessarily that he was having like bad performances. It just felt like all the meta picks he wasn't really able to play. And even then, like when he was playing his comfort champions, the other team just played better, and they were playing meta, and it just worked out. And same thing applies for Santorin with his Trundle. Same thing applies to Jensen with his Syndra. We saw the last tiebreaker game where BDD just went haywire, where BDD like just started like knew where they were on the map and just destroyed them with bubbles.
Yeah, I'm expecting the teams out of this group to not be the best. I'm not putting a whole lot of faith in them to win their best of fives and knockouts. Do I have both of them losing? Yeah, I do.
Yes,
I do have
yes,
both
you
of them
do.
losing. It's just I like, as much as this group was really close, I think it's really close because it had a lot of the like middling teams in them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm not expecting a lot out of them after this. I
I mean,
like-
there might be a chance that
I think
Wins
Jen has
against
the best chance going in C9. Matt, I have no hope for. Haymont, you're high.
They'll do it.
But like, I just
see that he's on the cage with Hopium right now.
this
right?
this group was just like, there was a lot more flaws shown in all of these teams. It's very apparent that each of these teams has massive weaknesses, whereas I feel like a lot of the other teams really don't. It just, you gotta go up against Team 1 RNG and DK coming out of this group as a second seed. It's just like, well,
Oh.
good luck.
Yep.
I don't think there was an option here that you would have preferred.
Win the war. Try harder. That's it.
Yeah. I even think, what is it? Currently, like peak C9 could be Genji, consistently, if they were to just
Yeah.
keep on going, repeat over repeat.
All right. Let's hang on. Do we?
Thingy.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we think this is the closest group we have ever had at Worlds? Like, just overall?
Honestly, I don't remember enough previous groups to answer that question.
It's the first one to
that's
tie.
fair.
So,
I mean, in groups, yes. Like you said, like yours, like quarterfinals, semifinals.
like the closest collection
groups?
of 4 teams at
Teams.
Worlds.
Yes. Yeah.
This was the group that everyone called was like, okay, this is the one where there could be any upset. And even though the results kind of panned out how people expected, like I think
Wait.
Genji making it. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Group D. All right.
Yeah, Group D.
I thought you were talking about the whole
No.
groups. I'm like,
No. I'm specifically Group D, even though it kind of panned out how people expected, or like people had called
close enough.
slightly different ones. Everyone had the general consensus that this was going to be the closest group no matter what. And then it did become the closest group.
I had to give credit for getting LNG or TL in the bottom regardless of placement, because they're tied.
Yeah.
I don't know how Pick'ems does this.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I tried to check and Pick'ems wasn't working before. Or at least it didn't update to the last group.
Yeah, it did not update.
Hang on, let me see. Has it No, it's still not updated.
No,
it still won't tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, I'm bleeding.
All right, let's move on. Talk about upcoming matchups. We got 4 best of 5s. No, I want to close that and open this. There we are. We have 4 best of 5 coming up. T1 versus Homolife, RNG versus EDG, Damwon versus Mad, and Genji versus Cloud9. Let's start off with T1 versus HLE. Nobody has picked HLE. Um,
As much as
anyone want to tell me why?
As much as we want to believe in Chovy, he's not. He's sadly not a faker.
Yeah.
He is not
Like,
the
just
unkillable Demon King.
That could just 1v5 through his team. Like 1v9, actually. That's a better term.
Yeah. Also, these are two teams that are coming from the same region, and we've already seen their seeding.
Damn. You're gonna do it like that? I'm pretty sure they have, actually. Like, damn, team, you really about to do them like that?
Not in this tournament, but they've had a whole season to play each other.
Okay.
Oh, they played each other in the regional finals.
They played for the regional finals. T1 put them into play-ins.
Damn. How will life was here for their salty run back. That's amazing.
The classic T1 going from door to door, cutting down people. That classic meme. That's what happens every time they have to qualify. They don't do well in the regular season, but come playoffs.
Then why didn't they win summer? They lost to DK.
DK is a completely different monster.
DK just built different. That's all.
Are they on the other side of the bracket from DK?
Yes. Actually, no.
They're not. They can play in semis. So, semis is looking to be spicy.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
All right. Let's talk about RNG versus EDG. This has to be. Are these the only two Chinese teams going? Yeah, this is the only two Chinese teams going. This is sad. Oh, this sucks for fucking Riot, man. Oh.
They've got two regional matchups. With T1 versus HLE and RNG versus EGG.
Yeah, but there's 4 Korean teams here. 4 Korean teams made it to the knockouts. And
4 Korean teams. One of them is they possibly get Korea finals, but doubt. So yeah, they can only be one.
Can only be one. I'm expecting it's gonna get weird because without Chinese teams, it's gonna definitely impact viewership. So Riot's kind of fucked.
I mean, what can we truly do though?
We can knock out both the Chinese teams before quarterfinals, or before quarterfinals.
Damn.
We can knock out both the Chinese teams before finals, and it's going to be on Genji or C9. So I don't have a lot of hope that there isn't going to be a Chinese team in finals. I think it's pretty likely. Looking at RNG EDG, I'm giving it to RNG. I think they're much better. EDG showed a lot more holes than RNG, but at the same time, I don't know. I think RNG is still a favorite to win this tournament. I think they're still gunning for it. DK RNG, DK RNG or T1 RNG. I think that's going to be our final.
Maybe.
Unless EDG fixes all their holes and comes back.
Oh no,
man!
Man,
There's a better angle to come from this as an NA fan. Just saying.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately, I didn't see their day 2 performance, like the performance that they were putting on against T1 and everyone else. Yes, EDG.
It wasn't as good as their first week.
Day 1. Yeah.
Every Chinese team except for RNG sort of went on a downward slope a little bit. Oh wait, no, even RNG went 1 and 2.
RNG went. Every Chinese team went down.
Yeah,
this week
it was not a good week.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pick it up. I think normally, like if I remember the regional finals or any of the playoffs for any of the Chinese teams, LPL. They go hard. I think that it's going to be a bloodbath of a series, and I think EDG is going to be the one to win the bloodbath.
I'd call you high, but I think this will probably be the second closest of all of these. I think it has the potential to be a crazy series. I think this would have been a really good semifinals. but they ended up facing each other. I think if you had swapped EDG and Cloud9, I think this is a much more interesting bracket stage in general. I think the talent's distributed a lot more evenly if you do that. But right now, you put some more juggernauts together than you
Then,
two.
well,
I don't
yeah.
know. It's random, so it's not like anybody did this intentionally.
Yeah.
All right. Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy how that goes.
Let's talk about the next one, which is Damwon versus Mad.
They're gonna do it.
See, that's that cage for Hopium right now again. That's speaking to you. Not even not even the NA Hopium that we concentrated on Cloud9 was able to get us to beat Showmaker.
Did you see how they made it through Group D though? They're gonna do.
Yeah, but they never had to fight a Damwon.
So
They never had a Damwon in their group.
here's the thing. I would have said Damwon is going to win every single stage. Every single stage. Every single matchup. There's not a team on this list I wouldn't have said they would beat. All that would have changed was how many losses they took.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if it would have gone over 1.
All right.
It's
All right. I'm gonna make my case for it. You ready?
Go.
let's hear it.
Number 1. Ghost has been very exposed. What we remember last year during the Senatom Kench meta where Ghost and Barrel worked together, they were practically unbeatable. That meta has since shifted over the past year. His Jhin died multiple times. His Aphelios died multiple times within that group stage. Their bot lane isn't the solid bot lane that it used to be. Khan on the Jax, while yes, he's had carry performances, it has not been as stellar as I would expect from someone who's having a carry performance. His Jax has beaten Graves in lane matchups multiple times, and then I haven't really seen that much from him. I haven't really seen him pop off on the Jax afterwards. It's really been Kanan and Showmaker who can, as stated before, do no wrong. That doesn't mean that there aren't pieces of Damwon Kia that are vulnerable. I think Armut has not been, while being a good laner, is not typically the type of person to play for lane. He normally plays for the team fight, and I think Mad as a unit cohesively has a great team fighting talent. And we've seen what Karzi and Kaiser can do. Kaiser has been able to perform clutches and make decisions like split-second decisions, and have been making the right ones in his play. The only thing that I am worried about for Mad Lions is that perhaps they don't get to that point, or perhaps Canyon and Showmaker are just too overwhelming of a force. Those two specifically, and that Damwon Kia just makes no mistakes. If their bot lane, if Damwon Kia's bot lane, if Ghost and Barrel don't show up, then there's a chance that Mad Lion might be able to win a couple skirmishes and maybe take it a little bit farther. But yeah.
You're high.
Good
Hey,
point, but I
somebody
just feel
is
as if,
smoking
like,
dope again.
I just still feel as if like
Doesn't that sound reasonable?
Nope.
it would be reasonable, except like, I mean, one, you have to find a way to shut down Showmaker.
Mhm.
In all seriousness, it's not like that. Sounds so much easier just saying that. No, it doesn't even sound easier saying that at all. Actually, no, it just doesn't. It doesn't seem easy at all. Just doing that, even with saying it.
I cannot think of a matchup that Damwon isn't ahead in. I think the support is the closest, I guess, but I think every player on Damwon is just better than their counterpart on Mad Lions. And they've also got Koma and Poo Mandu. That's the 2013 SKT special right there. Is Koma coaching them in 2013?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I think he was coaching T1 then. I don't know when Coma hopped on, actually.
2012.
Yeah, apparently in
2012.
2012, December.
Yeah.
For that entire season.
Yeah.
He's been a part of the T1 organization that until
2019.
2017 or
Who
2019.
Mandu's
Sorry, right.
moved from
2019.
Who Mandu's
Man.
moved from support to support staff.
Yes. On a different team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a lot of just like I think this is probably one of the best teams Korea has ever produced. Like if they can keep this up, they might top Samsung White's performance. This team is looking crazy, and I'm here for it. And I'm also here for the 3-0 they're about to hand Mad Lions. It's not going to look pretty. There's going to be a lion's carcass on the stage when we're done with this.
Oof.
The hyenas are going to eat good tonight.
A lot of EU fans are going to be mourning a lot, but man,
it's hilarious that that I don't think anybody will disagree with NA has a better chance to get into semis than EU right now.
this is. Whew.
Hey, imagine if Mad had won that tiebreaker and got out and got to play Cloud9.
You know, that would have been a better matchup.
I would have hated my life if that happened. Because it's like, well, now we get to find out, and the West either half of the West will not live this down for a full year.
Yeah.
True.
Also, Matt, like, between the two teams, when you think about their matchups, would be pretty even. What it comes down...
It would have been much easier.
I would only say that Mad Lion has just better execution, I think.
In theory, Perk should be better than Humanoid.
In theory.
In practice, Perks, whatever you say.
In practice, I think you mean pecs. In practice.
Pecs. Augers.
Yep.
I see what you did there, brother.
Yep.
All right, we got one more matchup to talk about. That's coming up this weekend. Gen G versus Cloud9.
Cloud9 wins it.
Of course,
I don't care what Haymant says. I don't care what Haymant says.
Look, this is not just to make the semifinals. This is for the honor of Team Liquid.
This is for the honor of if we win this, we win the whole damn tournament. Let's go, boys.
Oh god, I can't imagine. I have been ruminating on that world, and I'm like, how do I live in this world? What do I do?
Do you understand that if C9 wins Worlds, like as the first NA team, you are literally never gonna get me or Dion to shut the fuck up about it at all ever?
That's why I don't want it to happen.
Dion, we're going in every time. We could be playing Apex with the home, and we'd be like, remember when C9 won Worlds and your team didn't even go?
I'm gonna alt F4 so goddamn hard.
And if Cloud9 wins, I want you to change the colors of Legendary Podcasts to Cloud9 colors.
We'll make it blue and white now.
Yeah.
God, no. Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So Matt, pitch to me C9's game plan going in to
Bro, I didn't watch a single Gen G game. I got no idea who he's even on.
So tell me how
right
C9's gonna go in.
Oh, well, I think that depends upon what Gen G is like. So I'm gonna need you to vamp or tell me an answer while I look at what their roster is real quick.
It should be either.
I'm not asking you. I'm reading it. I'm asking you for the game plan, Haymant.
Okay.
Even though you picked Gen G like a freak.
Haymant, say what Gen G is gonna do going into this matchup.
I've only heard of Ruler. I think I know BDD.
Yep, BDD. Had a very cracked performance today. I think overall, there are some lanes where they match up well in, and some lanes where they just don't match up well in. For example, I think that between the two junglers, I think that if Blabber shows up, he could beat Clid. However, in the bottom lane, I think Ruler does so much for this team. And I think in the mid lane, BDD does so much for this team. I don't think Perks or Sven can overcome either of those.
Though. I just don't think they do enough, right? Like, if C9 plays like they've been playing, I think that two guys aren't going to dick on them. You know what I mean?
That is fair. There's
obviously Ruler is insane at the video game, right? But I don't know. I feel like C9's just been, I don't know, better. And I feel like it's really, really dangerous when you have a team, especially in a in Worlds, where you're like, oh yeah, our whole team is 2 guys. That's really bad because if those 2 guys happen to not get off the ground one game, you're gonna lose, and that's really bad. Because sometimes even pros just have off games or they just get shut down. And if literally there are only 2 players who you think can carry this team, then like literally give me a single reason why Blabber's not just gonna sit his ass bot lane and ruin Ruler's game, right? Or like mid's just gonna roam, or they're gonna put a lot of more pressure there, right? And if they do that and they can't respond to it, then like what the fuck is their plan?
I will say BDD has lost on his Azir today, which has been he's just famous for his Azir. Which is, yeah.
So he took an L, which is not a good case that you're making.
But I do think that it took a little bit for Genji to warm up today. And then seeing him at his Zoe performance at the end of the day was just amazing. Right? Like he really put down TL and made sure that any of their mistakes that they made were properly punished. Ruler also... That Zoe was a lot.
Just ban the Zoe, dude, because now that he showed it, they don't have to not ban it. You know what I mean?
It's not like he doesn't have any other picks either.
I'm not saying he has no other picks. I'm just saying, like, if his Azir is busted right now and he's carrying on Zoe, then maybe they let through the Azir and they ban the Zoe. I also just think that C9... I'm cutting you off because I have to leave,
Okay.
Not to be rude. I think that C9... if they apply pressure to the right places along the map, if they get Fudge a lead, if they can stay even or even go ahead in the bot lane, or at least not let Ruler get too crazy in the early to mid game, and if they can do the same in mid, I just don't know if Genji's going to be able to clutch it up, right? So I think if they just play smart and put pressure where there needs to be pressure, as long as it doesn't backfire with like a wonky dive or something early game that lets one of their 2 primary carries get ahead, I just don't understand how they're gonna lose.
Okay.
That's my comment. I have to go. You all have a beautiful night. I'll see you soon.
Catch you later, bud. To counter that, I think that overall Genji as a unit is better than C9. I think that Blabber matches up well into here. I think that Fudge matches up well into Genji, but I don't think that they overcome Genji. I don't think that Fudge by himself would be enough to beat Rascal. I think C9 would have to act a lot more like they did when they got those 3-0s, right? When they went 3-0 on the second day. They would have to be a very cohesive unit. They'd have to appropriately apply their game plan. And I think that even though the veterancy of like BDD and Ruler really is like the core part of this team, I think that there's also some performance for Rascal and Clid. Like, I don't think they're slouches by any means, and I don't think that Life is one either.
I think that the main lane that Genji have over Cloud9, that Cloud9 have over Genji is the top lane. I think jungle and mid is pretty convincingly in Genji's favor. And Sven and Vulcan are gonna... I don't want to say that Ruler isn't better than Sven, because I think he is, but I think...
I believe you.
I think that the way that C9 play the game, their bot lane isn't as big of a factor. And if they can simply mitigate with their bot lane and then get advantage through Fudge, and Perks doesn't int his face off, I think they can win this series pretty well. I think it's going to be close. If Genji won this series, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think a lot's going to have to do with how both these teams improve in the meantime. I think this is the last game on Monday, so they have a full week of practice to get to work on this. And I don't know if some regions do this where they'll have one of the other teams stay, so I don't know if TL and 100 Thieves are staying to help Cloud9 practice or anything. So if they are, it might be helpful for them. I don't want to like be like, yeah, they should definitely stay and help their regional, because that's just what they should do. Like, if they don't want to, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I
if they
think
do-
it would be a good thing if TL were to stay and help, or and 100 Thieves, like just in general. That way they can create their own little boot camp. Maybe even, maybe even you can get other teams to scrim 100 Thieves and TL and get some intel. I don't know. I think it'll be kind of interesting. I guarantee you, both the Chinese teams are kind of staying. Actually, I don't know if FPX is. I think FPX might have gone home.
Yeah.
But LNG might stay.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if FPX wants to go home right now.
I saw a post that said
Good
FPX should
point.
swim home through the crater and come out Mount Fuji.
Damn.
That was interesting.
Ooh. I like this.
So yeah, all the Korean teams stayed to help each other. That's all. All I'm saying, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yo, what if DFM stayed to help Cloud9? The real homies right there.
I think
that would-
DFM would still be good competition.
I don't know. I don't know how good they would be. They went 0-6 and they lost to 100 Thieves. Like, I don't know.
Fair enough. But also Arya, just very good for their team, for DFM at least. He might get poached. There's a chance he does.
Dion, how scared are you?
what, this?
Yeah, this matchup. Are you scared? Or are you just happy this is like the second best matchup you could have possibly gotten out of all of these teams?
I don't tell you. I think this is the best matchup we could have gotten in all seriousness.
Out of all of the first seeds, yeah, I'm speaking about any of the top 8.
Yeah, I'm just happy that one we got out. We fucking got out.
Mm-hmm.
Got out just to get 3-0'd. It's like, yeah, woo.
Hey man, we're still the only NA team that's yet. We're still the only NA team to get out of groups.
If they got
TSM's
3
done it twice. If they get 3-0'd, it's gonna be sad. But fucking Mad and C9 both get 3-0'd, it's gonna look awful.
Oh,
without a doubt. The Western world would be more.
it would be like if it was Damwon Kia versus Mad. Like people are like, okay, you're going against the former world champions. You know, good luck. Brush it off. Come back later. If it's against Genji, who I believe is the 3rd seed coming out of Korea,
Second seed. Technically they're the 2nd seed, but they auto qualified on points and didn't have to play in the gauntlet.
The gauntlet.
Yeah. Losing to them would be worse. Losing to them would be a feels bad if it was just a straight 3-0.
This is pretty similar to when they in 2018 when they had to play against Afrika. I think this is a very similar situation because Afrika got out, but people didn't have high hopes for them when they got out. I'm not expecting Genji to win this tournament. I'm not expecting them to get past C9. Like, I think C9 can definitely win this, and I think they'll do it. I think Genji doesn't have a lot of room to improve, and I think C9 definitely does. And given that full week, that's just enough room for C9 to get there. I'm looking forward to I'm just looking forward to this match in general. I hope Cloud9 can win out. I'd be happy if they made finals. I'm not going to be happy if they win finals. That will not be a fun
Why would you
time.
not be happy, brother? NA will have won. We will not be a laughing stock to the world anymore now.
I would have been happier if it was 100 Thieves that did it. I am not happy that it's potentially Cloud9. I would have been more happy if it was TL. I'd have accepted TL winning Worlds. I wouldn't have been happy about it.
Personal bias. Oh, how it plagues. I would have been happy if FlyQuest made it to the tournament.
Look, so long as the team that wins Worlds isn't Cloud9 or CLG, I don't really care who it is at this point.
Okay, if it's CLG, no, hell no.
No, it just cannot be CLG. I cannot allow that atrocity of an org to win Worlds.
We gotta
Mind that back a little.
If FlyQuest came back and won Worlds, that'd be great. I'd be happy about that. That'd be a good ending. If Immortals won Worlds, or if EG won Worlds, that would have been great. I would have loved it if EG was the team to come in here and win Worlds out of nowhere. That would have been cool. But Cloud9, I don't want it to be Cloud9.
You gotta let it happen. Yeah, let Destiny run its course.
You want mauled about stupid ass champion priority real quick?
Champion priority.
Can we get some new 80 fucking carries? 80 carry has been
Mm.
stale. It's Lucian, Misfortune, Aphelios, and Ezreal, and then Jhin.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
not gonna lie. This Misfortune priority pick, man,
It's
that
so,
shit
it's so obnoxious.
hurts.
It's so obnoxious.
It doesn't fall off. It's just
Not even this.
Well, you're comboing with a Kennen, with a Leona, with
Jarvan.
with
Don't forget
Sinjo,
about
with
the Jarvan.
Jarvan, with there's just so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even just killing one person with it is so good. You can combo it with Zoe. It doesn't knock off the sleep.
Like it's.
Oh yeah, that's a BS
Yeah, that's
combo right
just-
there. You don't wake up from it. That one hurts the most.
I don't know why we're not seeing more Lilia come out if that's how it is. Like, hey, I'm gonna just 5-man sleep into a flash MF ult real quick. Everybody dead.
I feel as if with Lilia, it's just like it's just one of those picks where it's like it can be really good. It's one of those volatile picks. That's what it is. It can be really good, and then it's like I mess up. I am now useless. I'm going to die now in every single engagement now.
Also,
Not to get my ult off.
there's been a lot of lethality junglers that did come back up. Like if you saw what T1 did to that team who picked Lilia while they had their own Talon. You saw a dead deer multiple times.
Yeah, that's part of the problem is that Talon and Kiana will shit on it.
Yeah. Also, kind of sad that there has been. I don't think there has been any Zed jungles.
Oh, there was.
There was
Well,
one.
there's like one.
There's one.
Yeah, there's like one, but but that's it. I'm like, damn.
That's true.
Lost.
Yeah.
Played it.
They were like, oh. I think it was Steel on
It was Babip.
Babbitt?
Babip on. Who the hell does he play for? Peace.
Babbitt?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no Zed in groups.
I'm not surprised about the Zed because the reason they're picking Talon is for his mobility, and Kiana is just good.
Like,
Kiana's ultimate is absolutely insane for team fighting, and if you're team fighting in River for objectives, it just kills everybody.
Said everyone at the bear pit.
It's like, hey, do you want Zed ult on one target or Kiana ult on like 3? Like, I'll take the Kiana ult.
Yes.
Sure. And like, if Talon's up, why would you pick Zed if Talon's up? Like, in what world?
Also, what is it? It feels like the jungle's kind of become like rock, paper, scissors. Or maybe not rock, paper, scissors. I should say people have kind of figured out.
And whole.
They've all, like, people have figured out, like, okay, if you have this super mobile composition, pick Poppy. They figured it out, Anthony. So the Yumi can't just hop off a Talon or do any of those shenanigans. Kiana can't just dash.
That's the problem.
No. But if that Talon gets pinned, that cat has nowhere to go.
I guess, but like.
Also, that Talon gets pinned, it has nowhere to go. That Kiana gets pinned, it has nowhere to go.
Well, yeah, they're squishy, but like, I feel like you're overstating how good Poppy is against Talon and Kiana. Like, yeah, Poppy has a block for a dash. It only happens on the first dash. If it hits you once, you get another. You can do it again, for free, and it'll come up after they can cast it again. So it doesn't really matter if they hold it. All they have to do is path properly with it in mind. It's part of the reason why Poppy is just not good in general, is because she's actually a stat block with a pin in her. Whoop. We lost Dion.
Oh.
She's a stat block with a pin built into her kit and a little bit of anti-mobility. What happened there? Yo?
Yeah.
What happened?
That was very weird.
Okay.
No.
So
very weird stuff.
She's good, but her best role is protecting her AD carry in a team fight. and kind of getting shallow picks. Besides that, it's very hard to be proactive with Poppy. You saw a little bit of it today. Crap, who was playing it? Where they flashed top and slammed. Was it? I think it was Elyoya. Yeah, they picked it because it's really good against Jax in general. I like playing it top against Jax, but he flashed a wall and slammed Elyoya into a wall after Elyoya had burned his hop, he burned his flash, everything, and they just nuked his ass. He did it twice. He did it twice to him right in a row. Like he pinned him into the wall, forced him to flash out, and then he went and did crop, and then flashed the wall and pinned him into the same spot. It's kind of ridiculous that they let him do that to him, because you can just play around that. They knew everybody was there, but he's still pushing up too hard. And if you just don't stand next to the wall, Poppy can't stun you. So it's like, well, she can stop dashes, but she has a massive amount of counterplay. It's not like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a champion with not a lot of counterplay to their kit. I guess Aurelia, if you're on a bunch of minions, it's hard to like lock her down without click on CC.
Yeah.
Like that's the counterplay is you just click on her and good luck.
Yeah. Aurelia's probably the one champion that has low enough cooldown on the Q that kind of irrelevant.
Well, no, you stop the reset. If you're Poppy and you stop her dash, you force the reset.
Even then, later on in the game, it's only like 4 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, which is why Poppy doesn't beat her late game, and you're supposed to beat her early game and end the game before she comes online.
Yeah. That's very hard. Also, the Aphelios picks. I think Group D had the largest diversity in Aphelios's.
Diversity?
The only reason why I said diversity in Aphelios was because I did want to compare Ruler's Aphelios to Tactical's Aphelios. That's why I put that word in there.
Diversity. Jesus.
Watching, because you saw like, okay, Gen G's bot lane or TL's bot lane just get shut down by Mad when they overstepped by yeah. And then you also saw Gen G in their loss against LNG just 1v1 Fiora. Mind you, a very fed Fiora.
So
in Ale.
One pick that has not been showing up and was really crazy in plans is support a Mumu.
Well, I wonder why.
One pick.
There's a reason for that.
There's one.
I wonder why
in the main stage, and it is from Genji. They won the match, and it was against Shen, but
at what cost? At what cost?
I don't know. Oh, that's why they won. They played it against fucking Ziggs bot. So you just kill Ziggs, and now the enemy team plays without a bot lane.
Yeah.
Oh God, this match was 48 minutes or 38 minutes. Jesus.
Ugh.
How do you lose this game with Jax Aurelia in a 38-minute game? And a Sejuani. Oh my God.
Yep. Yep. Those.
Oh, right. It only works with Misfortune. That's half of it. So, why would you ever ban a Mumu when you can just ban or pick Misfortune, you know? And I prefer Leona ultimate with Misfortune ult, just because I'm pretty sure it's on a lower cooldown.
Oh, absolutely. By far.
And it doesn't require Leona to be melee range.
Yep. We've also seen the duality of Graves top lane too.
Oh yes, Graves top. God, I think that pick's dumb.
Yeah, Philandre showed it, and well, while EGG were hot, Philandre really showed how great of a pick it could be, with how much he was bullying his opponent at the time. I'm forgetting which match it was into. And it just looked like a complete stomp. And then on the opposite side, Khan also showed how to mitigate it with the Jax.
Philandre played it against Kennen, which is a champion I would expect to beat Graves. I would expect range to be Graves. Like they've been picking out Jace and Jax and Kennen into it. Renekton is another pick they've been clearing with it. They have Gwen here, but I don't know. I feel like Graves would do pretty okay into Gwen. But if I have the Graves smoke on Gwen and she's in her thing, does it blind her? Make her nearsighted? That's the.
That's a good question. I don't know if
I
they
would
get.
still think so.
I would say that it still applies,
think
but I can't actually say that for certain.
Like it's the same thing with Trundle Pillar. Does Trundle Pillar slow her?
Trundle Pillar, I think, still displaces her, but I don't think
It
it slows her.
displaces her because it generates terrain.
Yeah.
But does it slow her?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
Because if
Unless
it doesn't slow, I would think this wouldn't blind. It's a weird matchup. I don't know. I don't like. I haven't played against a lot of Graves top since back when it was a different thing, and he could get his E stacking on fucking minions. But like, I don't know. I feel like the Jax is pretty good into it. I feel like the Jace is pretty good. There's options. I feel like there's good options against it, and it just doesn't seem to do a lot.
Yeah, I think Alfari played really well into Rascal today with the Jace top, but and he really demonstrated that, yeah, you can really shut down this pick very easily. But it doesn't really do too much, actually. It's just that lethality is still very good.
The Aatrox into it was, I thought, pretty good. I thought that was a good move. Though, are people building lethality? Because everyone's building full crit.
On Graves?
Yes, I'm pretty sure everyone's building full crit. I see 2 lethality builds. Everyone else has shield bow.
What did Rascal build today?
Rascal built shield bow crit.
Yeah. Well, maybe he is supposed to be a second AD carry.
Well, okay. Never on this planet will there be a second AD carry named Graves ever again because Riot hates me. I pick up fucking Graves AD carry just for it to delete it 6 months later. Bastards.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sick of them taking things from the fucking AD carry pool. Awful. They took 2 champions in the same season from that tiny ass pool. But I think they're going full crit just because big pop and lethality isn't great. They played it's clear they'll play lethality into they played it lethality and crit into Gwen. So it's clear that the build isn't the lane matchup. And I just don't understand what you build this for. Like, why are you building lethality? Like here, Adam built it against Jace, except he builds the hell is Knight's Edge, I think.
Knight's Edge?
No,
that's the shield.
Not Edge of Night. No. Edge of Night. What the one with the shield, yes. But it's a lethality item that gives you a health shield, not the spell shield. But he then built IE, LDR, and collect.
Did he also build a Sterix? Is that what? No, Sterix is that item.
He can't get the Sterix.
No, it's not Sterix. It's not Eclipse. It's not Serpent's Fang. It's not Edge of Night. Hex Drinker is the one that gives you the magic shield.
He was building a Hex Drinker.
Okay, all right.
But he isn't building. Like I don't know why you build this. It doesn't seem better than Shield Bow. Shield Bow seems a million times better.
Yeah.
Like it's just more sustained.
Yep. Also, it generally makes you take here. Like if you can get those. I think I've noticed a lot of legendary items don't normally wind up in the 80 carry section. Specifically because so like Phantom Dancer isn't a legendary item because of Immortal Shield Bow. Because otherwise you would have a tanky 80 carry.
Wait.
What?
Say that again?
Yeah. I stand by what I said.
PG isn't a legendary item because what exactly?
So the passive for Immortal Shield Bow is that yes, it gives you Omnivamp, but it also gives you 80 health. Actually,
It
80
doesn't
health
give
isn't
you
that
Omnivamp.
big of an idea.
Gives you...
Because even if you build that with 4 items, it gives you like what, 320
wait,
health?
do you think that PD still gives you the shield?
Phantom Dancer?
Yes. Do you? Is that what you think?
No.
Okay.
I said that it's not a legendary item because it would give you more health from the passive that you normally get
It
from.
is a legendary item.
Yeah, I don't think it ever.
Is it legendary or epic? I'm forgetting what tier the items
It's
are.
mythic legendary. There are no epics.
Yeah.
This isn't WoW. We
And
are
Found
playing
Desert.
Destiny. Our purples are legendary. Thank you very much.
Also, PD is a legendary.
Yes, I'm very sure PD is a legendary item.
Yeah, I don't get why it wouldn't.
I don't know. I have no idea what argument you're trying to make, Haymant, but PD is like the third item on a lot of AD carries. Because move speed is nice. Like they normally go Keystone, IE, and then maybe Keystone, LDR, IE or PD, and then whatever the other one is that they didn't build, basically, if they're crit.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, I don't know. Like what else did they build? Runaan's is niche.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're really off topic here, huh?
I guess.
I
It
think
doesn't
I really
matter.
derailed this here.
I don't know
Do
why
we
you're
have
talking
any-
about how legendary PD is.
No, I did get derailed by that. Art, is this it? Are we out of topics?
I mean,
I
I
think
just
we
wanted to
are.
mauled about picks. I'm pretty sure that mid lane's about to fucking explode with globals. I'm waiting for Rise to gain even more priority.
Yep, it's either Rise or Silence into that TF, it seems to be.
I don't know. I think we're just gonna see it's gonna be Rise or Syndra and Azir. Like, where's Tryndamere? Tryndamere's gone, and I love it. It's great.
Uh-huh.
It's a good fucking time. Thank Jesus this didn't take over the tournament. Oh,
Yeah.
I still want
I'm
it
glad.
nerfed. I want his fucking level 1 crit not to be 40 fucking percent. 40% crit. 40%. Man.
All right. Well,
All right, yeah, I'm out of topics, Haymont.
you want to take us on home?
Yeah, I think that'll do it for us this week on the Legendary Leland's podcast. You can catch us live probably next Monday at 7, I think. Twitch.tv/NizzyTV11. You can catch the VODs on the YouTube channel Legendary Podcast. You can catch the podcast version wherever you get your podcasts. And have a nice day.